Hey y'all, welcome back to Dark Girl Chronicles. We are back because I wanted to do another episode and I hadn't done one for a minute and I had time today and I was like, well, I'll film an episode of Dark Girl Chronicles and talk about what's going on with me and what I got coming up, and I'll do my makeup per the usual. I'll do my makeup while I'm sitting here talking to y'all, and just talk about, get y'all caught up with things that's going on with me. So, not too much happening with me right now. Next week, I'm thinking next weekend, husband and I are going to be um shooting our anniversary photos because our wedding anniversary is coming up, and this marks year 5. So we have made it to year 5 married, which is interesting. Didn't I mean I didn't, by the time we've been dating, by year 5 dating, it was like, all right, we made it to year 5. um it it was, I mean, it wasn't that, I mean, it was a big deal, and we did make a big deal out of it. We went out to dinner, we took photos, we did, stuff. But year 5 married kind of hits a little different. Just because I've been to this point again. This is now my second time being married to somebody for 5 years. And I mean, it's going well. It's going well. It's not like I'm like, oh no, we've hit year 5 and we are back in the same spot that we were in with the first husband at year 5. No. We are we are older and wiser now, so it's it's not quite as difficult as year 5 was. And I know that you guys, so if you've been a long-time follower of Dark Girl Chronicles, you know that I did not actually start filming Dark Girl Chronicles until I had been separated for a year, and almost, and getting ready to file for divorce. I think I started Dark Girl Chronicles December 31st, 2012. So yes, I would have been going for my divorce hearing like a couple of weeks after that. And so it's been a long time since I started Dark Girl Chronicles, so time kind of gets away from me. But I know that by that point, I mean, we were already, like, I filed for divorce and papers were ready to go, and I was going to court in like a couple of weeks. So yeah, I was very, I was a little down. I remember being a little down, but at year 5, yeah, things were not great with the first husband. So that's why I'm like, yeah. There were already, I'll put it this way, not to get into too much detail, though I have the time and I could get into the detail. Um, I recognize that, I mean, this is 2026. It's been almost 14 years. So yeah, I by year 5, the cracks were already showing. And so there were already cracks there. There were already things where I was like, this is a red flag. I don't like this. But it wasn't enough for me to be like, I'm going to pull the trigger on divorce. I wasn't the one who did it. I didn't start the process of it. Well, I did. I mean, technically I did. But what I mean is, like, I wasn't the one who said, oh no, this marriage isn't working and we should end it. No, he did all that. So but it was there. And there were quite a few incidents where I was just like, yeah, I don't think this is okay. And I can tell you there was one specific incident in July of 2011, the year we separated, where I was just like, this is not okay. Like, it there's always a moment where, and I've learned this from other people, there's always a moment where you stop and go, oh, that was the breaking point. That was the point at which I stopped and went, I don't think this is gonna work out. But you don't want to give up, and you don't want to say that it's not gonna work out, because you want to try to make it work, because you've been trying to make it work. And nobody wants to go into a marriage thinking they're going to get divorced. So, and I'm saying this now at 40, 44, almost 45 versus 32, 31, almost 32. There was one specific thing where I kind of thought, maybe this might not be forever. And I remember I was standing in my kitchen. And if you guys will recall, there have been, I want to say in season 4 before I moved home. In season 4 of Dark Girl Chronicles, I filmed several times sitting in my kitchen. And it was in that kitchen that I shared with my ex-husband. Gosh, that's how long I've been doing Dark Girl Chronicles. I was standing in that kitchen, and I was looking out the back door, and he was, I don't know what he was doing in the kitchen, but he was in the kitchen. And we were talking about something, and I said, "Oh, yeah, I don't even remember what it was." But I remember specifically saying, "Oh yeah, I probably wouldn't, want to do that now." And I remember there was this long pause after I said it. And it was something that I had liked doing before, but then I was like, I got a little bit older, and I didn't like it. And I remember there was a long pause, and I remember him saying, "But that's not what you said, like 6 years ago." And I remember being like, I was also 24, almost 25. Like I was, it was like something I had said that I liked when we first got married versus near the end, what I now know is the end. And I was like 24 when I said that. Like 23, 24 years old when I said that. I'm 30 now. What are we doing? So, yeah, that was the point at which, when he said that, and I replied what I just said, I wasn't looking at him when I said it, but it popped into my mind while I was standing there looking out the back door, and he said that. I thought to myself, maybe this isn't forever. This being my marriage. So, yeah, I can tell you, yeah, it's amazing when you stop and think that one thing was enough for me to be like, I don't think I'm going to be married to this person for the rest of my life. That's not good, because we went from, I'm going to be married to this person for the rest of my life, to, I don't think we are, to absolutely not, ever. So, yeah, no. So anyway, we're going to get started on this makeup while I'm talking. So for the face primer, I am using the NYX Marshmallow Primer. It is pink, and it actually comes out pink. It looks white, but it's pink. It's like a very pinkish color, and it does leave a white cast on my face, but it ain't gonna matter, because your girl gonna put foundation on top of it. Also, I'm dressed up for Easter a little bit. I decided to do a little bit of makeup and do something with my hair, because I have let my actual hair out for once. These days I do not generally let my actual hair be out, because it's just work. It's a lot of work. It's time consuming, and I just don't feel like it. And so I was just like, I don't feel like it. But I have bought a new curling iron finally. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to take the time to actually do this. I'm going to wash my hair. and I'm gonna actually like flat iron it and do some curling. And so I have been. I gave it a little bit of a trim once I let it out, and then yeah, I was very pleased with it. I did a little bit of work to it. I got some Dax pressing oil, and I then I hot combed it. I have an electric hot comb, plus um my mama's stovetop hot comb still. So my mom had one, and then she actually had two, and she gave me one of them, and mine is out on the back porch somewhere. I have no idea. It's been on the back porch since I moved home in 2014. There's a lot of things that have been on the back porch since I moved home. Gosh, 11 years ago, 12 years ago, actually. So yes, it has been 12 years since I moved home. So it's been 12 years since that episode that I did where I was talking about the moving siege and getting packed up and moved back here. I've been in Colombia again for 12 years. And I mean, it is what it is. I love Colombia. Colombia is my hometown. I was born and raised here. I was literally born like 20 minutes down the road. Not even 20 minutes, actually. Probably more like 5 minutes down the road. I was born at Baptist Hospital. So, yeah. On Taylor Street. So, yeah. I'm from here. This is home. For better or for worse, this is home. So, yeah, I love Colombia, but it has its quirks. All right, so I have rubbed this in my face real well. And I'm going to put on some eyeshadow primer because we're going to put on some eyeshadow. I'm going to do a full face of makeup while I'm sitting here talking. So, bear with me. So this is the NYX Ultimate Shadow and Liner Primer. This is in the shade Light. I think I used this the last time I did my makeup on camera. With you guys. I think I did. I don't remember. But I will detail a list of products that I'm using here. I will list the products. So let's talk about the bullshitting that has happened. So last episode, as I was doing my makeup, I was telling y'all about how a former friend of mine, decided to talk mad shit about me behind my back. So there have been some developments on that front because about 6 months after the initial I know what you did and I know you were talking about me bullshitting came about. That was in October. So this is what got me. He been talking mad shit about me well before October. I just said something and found out in October. Okay. So I let him know I knew. And just to give y'all a little short recap, I let him know that I knew and that I didn't appreciate it and that we were not friends and do not talk to me because what we got to talk about, you clearly don't like me. And that's going to be important in a minute. But I was like, you don't like me. So what we need to talk about, like, you clearly don't like me. You just mad because I found out. Okay. So it gets better. It gets better. So this motherfucker decides that he gonna wait 6 months. Okay. So I had a chit chat with the mentor after all this bullshit went down the other day. And the mentor, because we're going to back up to what actually happened, but I got to give y'all the context of what actually happened. So the mentor told me, he said he came and talked to me, and I was like, I already know he came and talked to you. But whatever. Fine. And he apparently he told my mentor that it had been gnawing at him. It had been gnawing at him for several months. I was like, it should be. Like, it should be gnawing at you. You shouldn't have done it in the first fucking place. Like, I don't know. Maybe shut the fuck up. Maybe don't talk about people. Maybe mind your business. And maybe if you don't like somebody, don't be two-faced and be all in their damn face. Maybe grow the fuck up. I mean, I don't know. There's like a whole lot of maybe you should be doing these things instead of doing what you were doing. I don't know. So this simple motherfucker, I was like, all I can do is just go on. I can't do nothing about this. You can't fix folks. You can't fix folks. You can't change how folks act. You got to worry about you. I've learned that over the years because my natural inclination is to fix folks. It just is. And y'all saw me go through this. You saw me deal with this, with dealing with my own relatives, with the family drama. You can't fix folks. You can't change how folks act. You can't change how folks deal with you. You can only do what you need to do and go on about your business. And how they feel about you is none of your business. So I said, well, all right, because I'm not finna be fooling with him. I'm not doing all that. So it gets better. So what actually happened here was it took him 6 months. So my manager was like, oh yeah, by the way, he probably gonna come to you and he probably gonna apologize to you today. And I was like, why would he do that? I mean, we a little bit late, aren't we? We're a day late and $1 short, aren't we? So why would you do that? But fine, whatever. That's what he want to do. That's what he want to do. I ain't finna be all up in his face. I don't care enough about this to be jumped up about it enough to be mad about that. Whatever. Now for the foundation we're gonna use. This is the Makeup Revolution in Real Life Filter Longwear Foundation in the shade F13.5. And I am using my little Real Techniques palette. Yes, I'm aware it has foundation already on here, but it will be fine. So anyway, so I was like, I don't care, whatever. So your girl went on about her business and went back to her work. You know, that work that apparently I'm too stupid to understand. So, and that I struggle with. So I went on and did my work. And sure enough, later that day, he slides over to my desk. Do you have a second? I suppose. I mean, you know, I'm doing shit else here except twiddling my thumbs, apparently. What do you want? So, and all I'm doing, as I did before, is applying this in spots, because what we're going to do is then buff this out with a brush. So anyway, I'm like, what do you want? And he's like, well, I just wanted to apologize for some things that were said this past fall. And I'm like, okay. And then it was, he said, I just wanted to say I'm sorry. And I was like, are you? Like, are you though? Because it took you 6 months. Not only did it take you 6 months, that's a non-apology. Because you ain't even acknowledged the fact that you said some shit that was just way out of pocket, and unnecessary. So I said, okay, but are you though? Because it took you 6 months. And so he says, I am. Okay, well, what you want me to do? Like, I'm already sitting there like, what do you want from me? Like, what do you want me to do? I guess you want me to jump, jump up and down and, oh, he's sorry. He said he was sorry. I guess I got to find it in my heart to just be, forgiving and I'm just like, that was literally my face. Because Confused Bear was confused. Because I was confused as to what the hell you wanted me to do. So about any of this. So then, it gets better. So then he says, well, what I said was, I didn't ask why he said what he said. I just said, he says, well, I said those things out of frustration and anger. Okay. I didn't need to know your justification because I don't really care. But I said, I've never minimized your feelings. I've never tried to make you feel like your opinions didn't matter. But what the hell is you frustrated and angry with me about? Because I'm minding my business. And if anything, out of all these damn people in this place, I have been nothing but supportive of you. I have been nothing but accommodating of you and your weird ass shit that you got going on like 9,000% of the time. I have been nothing but kind and decent to you. So you literally have no reason to be upset with me. But whatever. I'm not trying to minimize your feelings, but I don't really care at this point. I don't. Because you have no legit reason to be mad with me. Or to be upset with me, but whatever. I'm trying to get this concealer open, which is what I'm doing here. But it was like, boy, get out of my face with this, because this is just stupid. So anyway, so then he says, well, it was because I was frustrated and angry with you. But that's not a conversation I want to have. Okay then, motherfucker, why did you come over here and get in my face and tell me this? You could have kept all this. You really could have kept all of it. This is a waste of my time. So you wasted your time and my time too. That's what you did. By coming over here on some bullshit. Because that's one, not an apology. And two, you didn't accomplish anything except pissing me off further. And wasting my time. Get the fuck out of here. When I tell you I don't have the time, I don't have time. I literally don't have time. And I specifically do not have time for his dumb ass. I don't have time. Whatever game it is he's trying to play, your girl ain't playing that game. This is the, for the concealer, I'm using the Tear Glide and Hide, I'm trying to find the actual name of it. Yes, Tear Glide and Hide Blurring Concealer. This is a fantastic concealer, y'all. And this is in the shade 8.7N. And what I did was I applied the concealer separately from my foundation, because you do not want to mix those two together, because you don't want to do it in layers, because then it gets cakey. So that's why I did that. Why you see I did around it and then I did under my eyes first. I did under my eyes separately, not first, because I didn't do it first. All right, now to buff this out, we're going to use two different brushes. One, and they're both by Morphe. One is the Morphe angled concealer brush. As you can see, it is dirty and I have been using it. And the Morphe foundation brush. So this is the M103 and this is the M132. Okay. So y'all, girl was just like, why did you even come over here? What was your point? Like, you could have just not come over here and it would have been fine. You could have kept that bullshit. Don't come back over here. Like, don't come back over here. We don't have anything else to talk about. Because you said what you said. So, go on about your business and leave me alone. Because I don't want to hear from you. You know what? I can tell y'all. Old me don't have no patience for people in general. I don't have no patience for people. I don't have no patience and no time for people. I don't. Because auntie just ain't with the shits. Okay? Auntie don't give a fuck. Auntie stopped giving a fuck at age 40. And Auntie realized that most people ain't shit, especially the people she know. I go ahead and count on most people not being shit and not being about nothing. Most people. Excluding my husband, my current husband. My current husband generally is about something. He ain't out here doing dumb shit, and he ain't being rude, and he ain't just being self-serving and self-involved. And he has his moments. He can be self-involved. He can be exceptionally self-involved sometimes. But for the most part, my husband is a people pleaser, much like I used to be. And so my husband will go out of his way to make sure that he is aware of how his actions affect others, and to be helpful and to be good and decent. Okay? So I don't have to generally worry about my husband being self-involved and on some bullshit. I generally don't. But everybody else, fair game. And y'all know what I mean. Fair game. So in this case, this self-involved motherfucker, I guess he thought I was supposed to be jumped up and just sad. Just, oh no. He's angry. He said he didn't want to discuss it with me. I'm supposed to chase after him and chase him down to get some answers. Let me tell y'all how I went directly back to my damn work. And my first was, okay, guy. And I went right back to my work. I do not care. I don't care. I don't care if I never speak to him again. That is not a loss to me. It is not a loss. I want to make sure that people understand this. Him not talking to me is not a loss. Okay? People not talking to me in general, not a loss. It is never going to be a loss for me. I learned a long time ago, if people decide they don't want to speak to me, okay, good, because I really didn't want to talk to you anyway. Because I'm an asshole. Not nice Lindsay just does not care anymore. I don't care if people don't talk to me. If you want to give me the silent treatment and pretend like I don't exist, great. That's one less person I have to talk to. One less person I got to deal with. I am not a people person, and I don't like people in general. So you deciding that you don't want to talk to me and you don't want to have a discussion with me when your ass is in the wrong to start with? Oh, okay. Say less. Say less. Say absolutely less, as the kids like to say. Auntie does not give a fuck. Okay? Mimo don't give a fuck at all. And that go for everybody. Family, friends, strangers, co-workers. I don't care. I don't care. Child. I don't care. Hell, if the boss at the job don't want to talk to me, great. Just don't talk to me. Let me go on about my business and I'll be fine. As y'all can see, this face is now buffed out and concealed and covered. So, damn, I know how to buff out a face here. Now, all right. So now I'm going to take care of my eyes. And then we're going to come back and finish the face. So, I was just trying to understand, at what point was I supposed to be upset about this? I was like, you ain't talked to me for 6 months. Good. Okay, continue that trend. Continue that trend. Because you are not a loss, baby doll. Not at all. All right. For the eyeshadow, let me interject very quickly here. For the eyeshadow, we're going to use the Juvia's Place The Mints palette. Because I really want to match this. I don't want to match my pink. I just put pink in here because I wanted some color breakup or whatever. But we're going to actually match it to this flower. So I am going to use this one as a base. And then we're going to use this as a topper. So, I just was like, I don't care. I don't care that you're mad with me. I don't care. I don't care that you angry with me. I don't care that you frustrated with me. Get out of my face and don't talk to me. Period. Point blank with a T. Because I don't care. I don't like you. let me just go and put that out there. I don't like you. Also, I am cutting my crease, as it is called. I'm cutting my crease by doing my arch here with the BFF. This is the ColourPop BFF Cream Gel Liner. This is in the shade Icebreaker. So, as you can see, this matches this flower. And it's going to provide a good stopping point for my eyeshadow once I start applying it on my eyes. So, I'm just doing what they call cutting the crease. But I was just like, okay, guy. If I don't give a fuck what's a person, it'd be me. So I talked to my mentor later, and I was like, and he was like, yeah, he said it was bothering him. I'm like, it should, because he trash. Because the mentor got dragged into this, because the mentor was the one who was helping me with stuff over the summer. Y'all know when I was talking about how I was doing all that review and I was working for this person. And, you know, I had expressed, you know, I'm learning, but, you know, I feel like I'm making progress and I feel like I'm doing good. And they said, yes, you are. We are pleased with where you are. We are pleased with how you've taken to learning this and putting the effort in to learn it. And, you know, you keep doing what you need to do and just go on. And so when I had this conversation with my mentor, they were like, yeah, I mean, all you can do is just accept it for what it is and go on. You ain't got to be buddy pals with him, but, you know, don't let it affect your work and don't let it bother you. Because my main point was, and I had also talked to my other mentor in the office, and she had said, and she gave me great advice. She was like, don't dwell on this. You know you right. Everybody else know you right. Everybody else know you're correct in this situation. And you're fine. So don't dwell on it. Don't sit here and dwell on if you are right or not and proving your case. Your case was proved for you already. And I was like, yeah, I mean, I guess so. But I learned a long time ago, process what you need to process. Yes, you're allowed to be angry about it. You're very much allowed to be angry about it. Because, see, that was a problem that I had with other things going on in my life, where I got told I was not allowed to be upset about something going on. And I got told this as a child, okay? I couldn't be upset. I couldn't be angry. I couldn't be, you know, disappointed. I couldn't be happy. I couldn't be sad. Apparently just couldn't have emotions about things. If I was upset about something, what you mad for? Disappointed, what you sad for? Happy? Well, why are you happy about this? This is not good. I'm like, God damn, can I not have emotions? No, apparently not. So, as an adult, I have had to unlearn that. I've had to teach myself it is okay to be upset. It is okay to be disappointed in people, in events. It is okay. And by the way, it wasn't my mama telling me none of that. My mama did always say, though, all right, allot you some time to be upset about this and then start figuring out solutions. And my mama was very much a solutions-oriented person. And so she taught me to be a very solutions-oriented person. She was like, feel some type of way about it and then figure out how you're going to move forward. And, you know, it came in handy when I was going through my divorce, and my ex-husband was like, well, you can file for divorce on your terms. And I'm sitting there like, I hate you. But I got a good cry out about it. And I remember this very specifically because my mama was still here. This was July 6, 2012. And my mama held my hand while I was crying, and she said, go on, let it out. I know you're upset and I know it hurts. She herself had been through that before, okay? And she said, go on and you let it out. Go on, let it out. I know you've been holding that in. I know you've been holding that in for a good year and some change, okay? And I'm sorry this happened to you. Nobody goes into it thinking that this is going to happen. And she said, and on top of that, you're dealing with a lot around it too. Because at that point, like I say, we knew my mama was dying. Okay. So, in addition to the divorce and just the sheer amount of fuckery happening all at once. And so, I was like, I mean, what the hell else? So, she was like, it's okay, baby doll. You've done well. You've done so well dealing with this, and I know it's hard. You go on and you let that good cry out. Go on and let it out. And then once you've cried enough now, you go on and you figure out what you're going to do. Now you know what you can do. She said, now you've got several options here. You can file for divorce, which is probably your best option. Go and let his ass go. He ain't worth the spit anyway. Go and let him go. And then you can move on. Because weren't you talking about you wanted to move on with Brandon? And when she said that, I said, and I told her, I remember telling her, I said, after I'd stopped crying, Mama hadn't seen me cry in a long time. And so, after I stopped crying, I said, Mama, you're right. You are always right. Thank you for, helping me see the bright side of things. All right. So, as y'all can see, I've added the topper and the base. The topper has added some shimmer. There is some shimmer to this. I know it doesn't look like it on camera, but there is shimmer there. So we are done with our eyes here for this portion. Now we're going to focus our attention on mascara. But she said that, she said, yeah, but sometimes we all need somebody there to tell us and point us in the right direction. And she said, I wished I'd had somebody do that for me when I went through that with your daddy. And I was like, I appreciate you more than you will ever know. And to this day, I keep that advice in mind. So in dealing with this foolishness and fuckery here and hearing it from somebody else, another friend of mine, who is in fact somebody's mama's, and my other friend who gave me these earrings also told me that and said, don't sit here and dwell on it because it don't serve no purpose. And I gave her the same advice when her mother died. I mean, it's in a different context, but I gave her the same advice. I was like, you've got to take time to grieve. You've got to take time to process. Allow yourself that time. You are owed that. And if the people around you can't give you that, then they don't need to be around you. Because, and we're going to get into this now, this is why I think that homeboy is mad with me. Because I have my theories. I think there are several things going on here, but it popped into my mind. I said, you know what? I think he's mad with me because I told my friend, my same friend with these here um these here earrings. When she lost her mother, I said, you know, I said, you listen to your own advice, because you gave me great advice, and I'm gonna give you back the same advice. Don't be sitting up here dwelling on it. Because, see, former friends sat up here and made several comments after my friend's mama died. Okay. And when her mama died, she was going through it, which, yeah, as somebody who's been there, yeah, you're going to be going through it. What I'm doing here to prep my lashes for the mascara, this is the Essence Volume Booster Lash Primer, Super Volume with Super Fruits. And what we are doing is, this is a lash primer. You put this on, much like I did my face primer. You put this on to do for your mascara. This helps the mascara adhere a lot better, and it makes them, it gives them a boost. It does actually, it's volume booster. So it does exactly what it says it's gonna do. So anyway, he made some comments after her mama died. And my first thing was, shut the damn hell up. You ain't been there. You don't know what that's like. And if you don't have anything nice or constructive to say and helpful in this woman's time of need, leave her the hell alone and shut the hell up. Go on somewhere. Because you're not helping. And you trash for this. I don't like, and I have been through this, I do not like when people are not helpful in a time of grief and loss. I cannot stand that. Go the hell on somewhere. You are not helpful. You are not being a good person. And so I said, in a nicer way, I told him, I said, you don't know what the relationship was between her and her mama. Yes, it may have been difficult, but that's between them two people. That ain't got nothing to do with you. You don't know how that relationship was. I don't know it either. So I can't speculate. And I'm not sitting up here acting a fool because she choosing to deal with how she dealing with her mama death. Like, that ain't none of our business. It's really none of our business. And if you don't have anything constructive or nice to say, leave her alone. And I told him, because he was like, did you tell her I said that? And I'm like, if you can't say nothing to her face, then why did you say it? First of all. Second of all, I told him exactly what I told her. Stay the hell away from people who are not supportive. And I told him, stay the hell out of her face if you're not going to be supportive. So I guess he mad with me because I told her what I'm telling you. Get out of her face. If you're not going to be helpful and you're not going to be a friend to her, leave her the hell alone. Because that's not what she needs right now. I can tell you. Just on a general base level, that is not what she needs right now. And you need to go the hell on. And I said, be thankful you've not lost your parents yet. You've not lost either one of them yet. You ain't gonna know how to deal with that until the time comes. So don't be sitting up here telling somebody how they should grieve and how they should act. I can't stand a judgmental motherfucker. I cannot. I can't stand judgmental motherfuckers. I hate that shit. Y'all don't hear me because I cannot. When I tell you I can't stand that, I can't stand it. It gets on my nerves tremendously. All right. For the mascara. Yes, I'm probably supposed to let this sit for a couple of minutes, but I don't feel like it. For the mascara, we're going to use the Makeup Revolution Wrap Lash Mega Extension and Volume Tubing Mascara. We're going to use this and the Live Tinted Legacy Lash mascara. But I can't deal with that. It pisses me off to no end. I cannot deal with that. And he judgmental as fuck. He's an exceptionally judgmental person. And I don't like, I'm like, you sure do come from a place of privilege. But then again, it'd be the ones who least need to be yip yapping. That's always yip yapping. So I guess he got mad with me about that, because that was right about the time. So her mama died in like June. She that was right about the time. That was right about when all this popped off, apparently. So that's how I know he been talking shit since well before October. Because when we had that conversation, it was summertime. So I'm like, man, get out of here. So also, too, what this also tells me is, because if it ain't that, I got one other theory, and homeboy need to hope it ain't that theory. But this is my problem. This is my problem. You taking something personal and you tying it to the job. What? Like, why would you do that? Why would you tie you being upset with me because I called you out and chastised you for being a dickwad? Why would you tie that to my job performance? What the hell kind of person are you? And where the hell are you? And why the hell would you do that? And how dare you? On top of that. Because, oh, by the way, he doing all this yip yapping and talking about me and my job performance. And homeboy in the same boat. Yo, he in the same boat. He is not in the same boat. I promise you. His ass is a couple of rows back. If you want to be cute about it, he a couple of rows back in the same fucking boat. Because, oh, by the way, he was talking all that trash about my work. It turns out they don't think that highly of his work either. And when I say not highly of his work, they ain't thinking highly of his work. They know his ass was supposed to be learning it too. Because, see, part of all of this was he was mad that he wasn't getting he felt he wasn't getting the same opportunities that I was getting. And he felt entitled to it. He took a look around and he saw that everybody else on his team was doing work and putting in work and doing the work. And his ass was not doing the work, as I had previously stated in the previous video that I made about this previous episode. His ass wasn't being allowed to do the same work that everybody else was doing because he wasn't ready. Okay. So he took a look around and saw that, and then saw my ass was over there being asked to, all right, we're going to teach you how to set this up and lead and take charge of this because we ready for you to start learning this. He took a look around and said, well, wait a minute. How come she get to do? She ain't she don't know more than I do. And I'm like, dumbass, didn't you stop to think about this? I mean, since you so involved in understanding how this office works, didn't you stop to think that maybe they have everybody in this office is on a schedule? It didn't occur to you that everybody in the office is on a schedule in terms of learning and promotions and things? You ain't stopped to think about that? That might be part of the reason why they had me doing this before they had you doing it? Maybe, just maybe, they were under a time crunch And your people thought it might be more time beneficial just to have you doing the work, and they'll let you start on the next cycle. Maybe that might have been the plan, but we didn't think about that. All we did was sit there and try to figure out why. Well, Lindsay's not very good. I don't understand why she gets to. Also, some of it might be because you suck. Like, because you ain't as good as you seem to think you are. That might be some of it too. Just a thought. I can't stand up, but everybody else is being allowed to. Well, why can't I? Maybe because they realize that your ass is lazy and you don't need to do this. You ain't out here putting in the work like you should be. And go ahead and ask me how I know that. And my other problem here was, as y'all can see, my lashes are. My other problem here was, if I was so annoying and you were so frustrated and angry with me, why the hell were you blowing up my text messages and in my goddamn face all the time? Multiple people in that office have noted that. They were like, but y'all seem to be really close. News to me. That's news to me. Like I say, confused bears confused, because I said the same thing. That's what I thought, but apparently I was wrong. Take a drink. Let me tell you about how when people swear they got one over on you and they think they're better than you, they'll say all type of crazy shit about you. All type of crazy shit. And then be mad because they got caught saying all type of crazy shit about you. And I'm like, okay. All right. Now that we have done the eyes, we're going to do blush. This is liquid blush. This is the Juvia's Place Blush Liquid Blush, and this is in the shade Peach Rose. So what we're going to do here is, this is extremely pigmented. So what I have to do is take a dot and do it and be careful. So I learned my lesson with the Juvia's Place. It is extremely pigmented and you do not need a lot of it. A little bit goes a long way. Like, I could, even with a little small dot, this is going to be a lot. So I'm trying to get some off, take some of this excess off of here. And do a very tiny dot like that. And then take the little tiny dot and do it like that. And we add as we go. We do not put a ton on to start with. So I'm going to use my Morph. This is my Morph Cream and Liquid Blush Brush in the M204. And what I'm going to do is tap it and to diffuse it into my skin. We are not going to swipe. We're going to tap. Okay. So, like I say, y'all gonna see this. It's probably gonna take just one dot to do this. So, let's go. Yep. I was correct. And I did a little bit of that down. I like diffused it down on the bottle. But as y'all can see, and what you want to do is tap it in this area up here. Line it up with your eye, kind of. And then blend it out like that. And then same thing on the other side. Down to my eye. And in the same area. And as you can see, it gives me the color. But it is very diffused down. It's not overwhelming blush. Because what's going to happen here is we are going to put on setting powder to set the foundation and this, and it's going to diffuse that color down, and then we're going to use powder blush on top of this. So, but that is what you want. You want that to be diffused down. You do not want an overwhelming. I mean, some people like an overwhelming amount of blush. It just depends on what look you're going for. So in my case, I don't want a whole ton of it. But I love that Juvia's Place liquid blush. I get my money's worth out of that. It usually is $20. And I got this for $10. I was very excited. So, all right. Now, to set the face. We're going to use, I'm trying to debate, do I want to do I think I want to use some Juvia's Place. Okay, this is the Juvia's Place Warm Honey. This is the Juvia's Place I Am Magic Silky Finishing Powder in the shade Warm Honey. So yes, I think I want to use this. So I got another thing of it over there. I love Juvia's Place. I absolutely adore Juvia's Place. And all that she has to offer. And I use a wide variety of their products. Wide variety. Like, liquid lipsticks, foundation, eyeshadows. Like, I use their tools. Like, I use a lot of their stuff. I've worn both of their eyeshadows in my wedding and in my engagement photos. So what I'm doing is I'm taking this. I have their Pyramid Puff as one of their tools. As you can see, it's been used. But I take some of this out of here. So there's powder in here. We take some of this out of here. We get it on the puff like this. And then I take my hand and I diffuse it down. And then I set. And I just tap it onto my skin like this right here. And all the way around my face. Every place I put foundation and or blush, especially under the eyes, we use this to set it. And you lock it down into place. And what you want to do is add, if you use the cream foundation, depending on what type of foundation you used, if you used a liquid foundation, do all of your liquids together, get all of your liquid products together, and put them on first, as you saw me do here, and then do your powder products. And that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to put, and that's why I put my blush on, my liquid blush on, and then I got my powder. So it's a process, and once I learned the correct order in how to do this, it got much better, a lot faster. So anyway, yeah, I was like, if I bother you so much, why are you in my face? What you in my face for? So clearly, that wasn't it. But whatever. I don't care. Whatever his reasoning is, I don't care. It's not important. At the end of the day, it is really not important. Because I learned very quickly, that's not a friend. That's not somebody I want to spend time with, or that I even want to spend time thinking about or entertaining they bullshit. I mean, I don't entertain most people bullshit. I barely entertain my husband's. Because when he be on some bullshit, I'm already like, oh, okay, guy, you're getting on my nerves. I don't have time for any of this. Like, what's your point? And he know I am very, very, like I say, I just don't have time for it. I don't care. And I don't like people. So I don't want to be involved in whatever people got going on. I just don't. As y'all can see, that blush is still peeking through. So, all right, face is set. That silky finishing powder holds that color and mats my face down, which I love. But yeah, I ain't with the shits. Like I just not. I don't have the patience or the time for that. So I don't know. I guess he called himself doing what he needed to do and say what he needed to say, and he went on about his business. And I guess he It's not gnawing at him now. Well, good for you. I'm glad you feel better. But I still never want to talk to you again. Because we definitely don't have anything to talk about. And I don't like you. I think it has just been made plainly obvious that I don't like you. I think. Pretty sure. So as an after to all of this foolishness, let me tell y'all what. So he goes to manager and gonna tell the manager, the one who told me, oh yeah, I think he gonna apologize today. He goes to the manager and says, oh yeah, it didn't go well. You think? I was like, you think it didn't go well, guy? You think? You fucking clown. Of course it didn't go well. Like, get out of here. So anyway, now I'm going to apply my powder blush. This is the ColourPop pressed powder blush, and it's in the shade Prairie Air. This is a very, very, very pink, very pink blush. Don't need a whole ton of it either. So what you do is you get it on there and then you just tap it on. Do not swipe, please. But we tap it on like that. And get her. And because what I'm going to do, I'm also going to take my kabuki brush and I'm going to get rid of some of this excess on that other side. Because when I do this, I never do it right. And I look crazy with this color on. This color is not what I was hoping for. Actually, I'm gonna take my pyramid puff and do a little bit of bouncing that into the skin. So yeah, I don't know. I'm like, man, I ain't studying about this. I ain't studying about him. I'm not. And I'm finna go on about my business. Cause Meemaw got to spend a little bit more time worrying about learning how to do this job instead of fooling with this fool. Ain't nobody think about him. Goofy self. So we are moving at the job. We are moving in a couple of months. And very hopeful. And I already know they ain't finna put me near him. And I already done said, don't put me near him. This is the e.l.f. Kabuki brush. And it helps to get that excess off of there. So, excess, blush. So, yeah, I like how that turned out. I do. All right. I need to do my under eye. But yeah, I'm just like, what is wrong with him? Well, whatever it is, he can keep that over there. Because, ain't nobody got time for all that. I really don't. What I'm adding here, this is my under eye. I'm doing, this is Wet n Wild Breakup Proof Waterproof Liquid Eyeliner in the shade Ultra Black. But I'm just like, bro, I don't have time for this. I don't know what you got going on. And you seem to be spiraling, but none of this is any of my business. I just come to this job to do my work and go home. I get along with people in here because it helps me do the job. But otherwise, I mind my business. I mind's my business. Otherwise, I get along with people, but this is not social hour, and this is not playtime. It's not. So I don't know what you I don't know what you're doing, and I don't know why you're I'm trying to find me a pencil, and I see one, and I shall use it. I'm like, I don't know what your point is here. I don't. So I don't know. I don't know what. I don't get it. I don't. For the lip liner, we're gonna use the Stay Ever Gel Lip Liner in the shade Rich Brownie. This is the NK New York. So and I'm lining my lips. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what the deal is there. I'm like, whatever you got going on, buddy, that ain't my concern. If you spiraling, you spiraling. Like, I don't care. So I'm gonna use two different lip glosses, possibly three. This one is the Rare Beauty tinted lip oil. I got this for free because I made a Rare Beauty purchase when they first came to Ulta. This is in the shade Hope. It's a pink lip oil. And I generally don't like lip oils, but this is okay. So I'm put this on. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what his deal is. I'm just like, buddy, I don't care. I know that seems mean, but I'm like, I don't care. And whatever it is you call yourself mad at me about, okay, all right, guy. Like, and I'm not one of them people, and y'all know this. I stress this about people and my interactions with people. I am not one of them people who don't do self-reflection. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I will tell you I am wrong. I have no problems telling you I'm wrong. Like, that I have messed up. I have done something I wasn't supposed to do. I screwed up. And my bad. And I will sincerely apologize for the very specific thing that I did that was not correct. Because sitting up here telling you I'm sorry for whatever I may have done, then that tells me you ain't did no self-reflection and you ain't stopped to think about what it was you did that you screwed up that you wasn't damn supposed to do. That's what that tells me. Man, you can see that shade. It's a pink shade and it goes on like real glossy and it's got a little menthol to it. But it's a mild menthol. It's not like, oh my God, my lips are on fire type of menthol. So now for the other one, I'm thinking I'm going to add this Wet n Wild Color Icon lip gloss in the shade. This is, I think, Libra. No, this is Leo. This is the Leo. They're all in the horoscope star signs. So, and I think I'm adding a little bit of this, but I think I'm gonna add the Super Lustrous, the Revlon. So bear with me here, because it's really not different than what I just put on that lip oil. So, I got a little bit of it on, and y'all can see. I mean, it didn't do anything different than what I just put on top of that. What I put it on top of. All right, so this is the Revlon Super Lustrous Glimmer lip gloss. I really like these. They are fantastic. I have like 8 shades of this. Almost every shade that they make. And I really like these. Now, I have a pink one, but I wanted to use a clear. So, I'm going to use a clear here. Actually, hold on. Let me get a little bit more off of there. Okay. Now, that gave me some serious shine on the bottom. And this does give you some serious gloss. And it's got like shimmer to it. Okay. Because I didn't want to wear lipstick with this today. My super pink glossy lips. I really like this. And I like the inset of the gloss, because some of the glosses come down and feather it down a little bit from the outline that I did. So this is the completed look. We're going to use some setting spray to lock her in, and that'll be it. So for the setting spray, I'm going to use this Morphe Continuous Prep and Set Mist. I think I used this last time also. So, maybe I may not use that. I think I might use the Tear, actually. Let's use the Tear. So, this is the Tear Mask Fit Waterproof Setting Spray. So, I like this. It's pretty good. Does a great job. All right. I'm going to set my face, and then I have to use my little fan. Mr. Sweet Fool, as he is called around here. We use Mr. Sweet Fool to dry. All right. All right. And then you take the little fan. He has 3 speeds. And then I just I let it do this for a few minutes and dry my face. So I just sprayed it with a bunch of setting spray. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what his deal is. So I laughed so hard when manager was like, yeah, he said it didn't go well. I was like, yeah, I think. Of course it didn't go well. You a day late and $1 short, and then you had the nerve to try to Darvo the shit out of me. You don't try to talk about, well, I was frustrated and angry with you. Okay, what that got to do with so basically, in essence, and what he said was exactly what he said was, well, I said, well, you caused some hurt. And he's about, well, I received it first. Motherfucker. Okay. Which is why I was like, so you ran over here to tell me, well, you hurt my feelings first. You hurt me first. You ran over here and again, you could have kept all of that. You could have just not said anything. And it would have been fine. Get the hell on. Like, I don't have no... That's not an apology. What that is Darvoing. Get out of my face. I can't stand a Darvoing motherfucker. Listen. The older I get, the more I learn about people being manipulative and weird as shit. And I've learned to call it what it is. By the way, in case you didn't know what darvoing is, it is deny, argue, reverse offender. Yeah. Yeah. It's very much a, well, you caused me to do. I did this thing that was wrong and you caused me to do it. So I'm going to tell you, I'm going to try to turn it back on you and say that you are the cause for me doing the shitty thing that I shouldn't have done that was really shitty. And I'm like, no, guy, you're responsible for your own behavior. And if you had a problem with me, you been running to tell me about how you feel about stuff. You mean to tell me you couldn't just speak up and say, I have a problem with this? So your solution to the problem of having a problem with something that I said or did was to not actually say anything to my face. It was to go behind my back and talk shit about my work, thereby possibly impacting my ability to make dollars, okay? Because let's just say my boss, actually entertained the fuckery that he was doing. They could have called me in there and been like, this is a problem. Like, other people said they don't want to work with you because they said your work is terrible. Somebody could have done that. I could have affected his job by going to HR and being like, this is a hostile work environment. I don't like this. I didn't. But HR and I had a nice little chat about it the other day. And I said, I could have been real petty and come in here and said that about him. But you know what? I still did not, because out of consideration, I'm like, that's a personal matter, apparently. I don't know, because apparently. But that's a personal matter. And I didn't want to bring that into the job, because I already got enough to do on my plate right now with trying to make sure I understand how to do my damn job. Okay? That I have been so graciously allowed to do for 5 years. I am thankful that these people let me come back in here and that my damn badge work and the door codes is, I still know the current door code, okay? Let me put it that way. So I ain't finna come in here and jeopardize this and cause no problems and have no attention brought on to me. And see, I think he was hoping that's how it would go down. And I'm like, you suck, because you suck in general. Like, I don't have time for any of this. And again, I don't know what game you playing, but go play that somewhere else, cause I ain't for these games. So I don't know. We're gonna see what's gonna happen, because I said, ain't nobody studying about him, and I'm finna go on about my business. Oh, and by the way, the person that he was doing all the yip yapping to, who showed me the text messages where he was doing all the yip yapping, he now got to work for him. That's karma. That's called karma, because that's what you get. That's what you get. Now you get to be stuck in super uncomfortable, weird situation of your own making, because all you had to do was calm down and shut the hell up. That's all you had to do. That's all he had to do. All he had to do was just not say anything. And they would have been like, hey, you know what? Come on, we ready to teach you. We got a plan in place to teach you so that you learn this and learn it right. Because that is literally what they told me. That is what they told me about my training. They was like, we got a plan in place. Don't worry about it. We're going to get you right. We going to get you ready to go, and you're going to be able to work with people who are experienced, and they're going to have the patience, and they're going to teach you what you need to know. And then you'll be able to go off and do it yourself. So I know if they told me that, they told him. But by running in here and making this into a situation and doing all this yip yapping, now they're going to side eye you. Because all you had to do was just wait. All you had to do was chill. They would have gave you what you was waiting on. They would have gave you what you was waiting on and what you asked for. Now you done messed it up. So now Oh, you gonna get what you asked for. Oh, they're gonna give it to you in spades now because you know you done sat up here and said how much you are better than, and you have implied and you are arrogant about your implication of being better than. Okay, well, go on ahead. Now they're gonna really give you what you asked for. Okay. Congratulations. You got hoisted by your own petard. And now you finna get everything you asked for. Be careful what you wish for. Because now they're gonna be sitting there looking at your dumb ass like, okay, well, you said you knew better than she did. And in actuality, you got to ask the same question she asking. Which is why when you was doing all this sitting up here pouting and sulking and carrying on and yip yapping behind the scenes, behind people's back and doing all this shit talking to people, your ass should have been pulling up a chair and saying, hey, I see you teaching Lindsay. I got some questions too. I got the same questions. Can I slide on over here? Because my work is done. They don't need me for anything on my team. Can I slide on over here and get this same instruction that she getting? Because I know she don't know. And she done told me she don't know. And, you know, that she be trying to help me a little bit. But, you know, I want to hear it from y'all, too. Can I come over and get a little bit of learning? Let me hop on this learning train, too. At no point would them people have been like, no, you can't come over here and learn. No, we don't want you to learn at the same pace that your friend learning at, even though we know y'all in the same boat. Ain't no way they was going to be like, no. Okay. As a matter of fact, they would have probably been jumped up and been a little excited about the fact that you was ready to come over here and learn too. They would have taken note and said, he takes the initiative to find learning opportunities. And he seeks out people who have, you know, experience to learn and ask questions and learn. He takes the initiative. That would have been the thing that they would have said. I know this for a fact because they said it to me. So I know if they're going to tell me, they're going to be looking at him like, wow, yay. Come on over. Your buddy over here learning. You can learn at the same time too. But no, instead of taking that tact and doing the right thing there, you decided you wanted to be awful. And you wanted to sit up there and play this comparison game. And I'm like, bro, we running a race? You trying to run a race against somebody who don't even know they're going outside for the day. And who, by the way, when they learned something new, came back and told you. Hey, guy, I just learned this. I don't know if you know about this, but I just learned this. You know about this? Hey, guy, I just got this new concept. I ain't even know nothing about this. Bruh, I did not know anything about this. Hey, did you know about this? Hey, they got training slides somewhere that we can go get them from. So if you got a question about this, I suggest you go read them slides because, guy, I read the slides and I just learned this. And this is like super important. And hey, this might help. So if we got the same question, you might want to go read that. This is where they are. I'm out here trying to be helpful. I'm like, but you know what? Fuck me for being nice and for trying to be helpful and trying to be friendly and trying to be, hey man, I know this kind of hard. You know, this is kind of hard. Hey man, I'm just trying to look out for myself and for my friend. Because I know my friend been wanting to do this too. And you know, we just starting out together. We in the same boat, literally. We're in the same boat. Let me try to be a good friend here and a good coworker. Oh no, apparently I one thing. Okay, all right. One nice thing too many, I guess. So, you know what? At this point, I don't care. Okay, suit yourself. Go over there and figure it out on your own. And don't come over here and intrude on what I'm trying to learn. From now on, don't come over here and ask me nothing. Don't ask my people nothing. Because they can't help you. Look, no. You need to learn from your own team. Stay over there on your own team and stay out of my team. Because they are mine. And if you don't know it, oh well. Guess you should have taken the time to learn it. Fuck off. Like, listen, I'm past the point of being nice at this point. Now, I'm not hurt at this point. Now I'm just at the level of pissed off. I am exceptionally pissed off, and I will never have anything positive to say. I will never have anything glowing to say. If somebody asked me about, matter of fact, somebody has said, oh, he learning he asked the same question, and I was like, good for him. About time he bothered to, take the initiative. But all right. Otherwise, I would have been like, oh, well, that's great. I'm surprised he came and asked. I could have told him. I would have told him I'll send him to you if he got more questions. And now I'm just like, yeah, fuck that guy. Like, if he don't know it, he don't damn know it. Guess he gonna need to spend some time figuring it out. I'm unhelpful. I am the most unhelpful, negative. I ain't got nothing positive to say. If somebody asks me about him, nothing positive. No, I can't think of a single thing positive to say. Not one. Don't know what to tell you. Yeah, I don't know about his development. Last I knew, he was struggling. Listen, and like my mama used to say, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. So otherwise, unless you come to me directly and ask me what I think, which most people in there know, don't come ask me nothing about him. If you come to me directly and ask me, I'll tell you how I feel about it and I'll be honest. But otherwise, I don't have anything nice to say, so I'm going to be very, very, very quiet. I'm not going to say anything because I don't have anything positive to say. What I got to say about it? I ain't his boss and he ain't mine. So, I mean, and even once, and should it get to a point where I get to the next level and I become his boss again, yeah, you're going to need to go talk to somebody else who's more familiar with his work. That's going to be the professional standard answer I will give. You're going to need to go talk to somebody else about that. And don't put us together. I done already said, don't put us together. And don't nobody try to be no damn hero in here and think that that's going to fix the situation. It's not. It's never going to get fixed. I can hold a grudge for the rest of my life. I have held grudges for decades. I promise you, this is no different. As a matter of fact, this one's easy. Because I definitely don't have nothing kind to say. What we gonna talk about? Not a damn thing. And I don't have anything. Don't try to be a hero. I done already told Mentor that. Don't try to be a hero. That is not a smart thing to do. Because this will not end well. This will end very terribly. Somebody's gonna wind up getting fired. I go ahead and tell you that now. Somebody gonna wind up getting fired. Because this is going to end very terribly. So just know from the jump, do not bother to put us together. Okay? You're not going to fix the situation. You're not going to make this work better. You're not going to reconcile it. It's not going to reconcile. You're going to have a material variance. Okay? Let me put it that way. For in a way that people can understand, there will always be a material variance. You ain't going to be able to put a note there that says asterisk, they did to try to fix this situation. And we talked to so-and-so and we talked to so-and-so and so else. And they tried to fix the situation too. No, you ain't going to get that out of this. There will be a material variance. And there will be a lack of documentation. And you're going to have a finding. So just go ahead and expect that. So just don't even bother. So I know I sound bitter and angry. I am. Because I expected better. And I don't know why I expect. It is literally a cycle of disappointment, expecting better, and not getting better, and being disappointed. And I just be expecting people to do better and know better, and they don't. And I guess that's my one of my personal weaknesses is that I expect better of people, and I don't get better from people. I get trash from people, and then I'm disappointed and I get my hopes up, and it's a cycle, just goes in a circle like this right here. Literally an Ouroboros eating his tail. Like, and it's a Sisyphean effort because we're going to roll that ball up the hill and it's going to come on right back down. So I expected better. I really did. And the thing was, I was really fond of him. I was very, very, very fond of him. And to be quite honest, it broke my heart. It really did. I was very fond of him. I was invested. I was invested in his family, his life. I'm like, are we friends? and that is also probably one of my weaknesses. My love language is gifts and fawning over people. And so when I am very fond of people, I tend to fawn over them. And I am very, very disappointed when they turn out to not be who I thought they were, and to not be decent people who are, that reciprocate the feelings. Like, it's just super disappointing, and it's hurtful, and I have been this way my entire life. So you would think at 45, I'd be used to people just not being what you think they are, and wasting your time, and just doing all this extra bullshitting, and then telling you it's your fault that they did extra bullshitting. Like, you would think I would be used to this by now, but I am not. And it gets me every time. So yes, I am hurt, and I am disappointed, and I am angry because I trusted this person to not be a dickhead, and well, I was wrong. It seems my people radar is just trash. And it has always been trash. So here we are, disappointed yet again in somebody being an absolute asshole for no apparent reason other than they got some issues going on. I don't get it. I don't get it. You would think after having dealt with my family for 45 years, you would think that I would know by now, don't trust people. Listen, I used to watch professional wrestling, and it was during the WWE Attitude Era, where Stone Cold Steve Austin was a main eventer and was the top dog in the company. And the man always said, DTA, don't trust anybody. Okay? You would think I would have, and I love me some Stone Cold Steve Austin, okay? But you would think I would have paid attention and learned. You would think I would have learned. But no, that go for everybody. Paramours, family, friends, like, don't trust anybody. Oh, I don't get it. Maybe it's because I'm just slow. Maybe that's what my problem is here. I'm just slow. I'm literally that meme of that lady just sitting there like, because what the hell is wrong with people? Like, why would you go through all of this? And it's just dumb. It's dumb and unnecessary. And I said that. All of this was unnecessary. All of it. I told him that to his face. I said, this is all unnecessary. This was all unnecessary on your part. Like, this right now, you over here in my face, giving me some bullshit ass non-apology and trying to make it be my fault is also unnecessary, because you could have kept all this. You could have just held that L and gone about your business. Oh, and we didn't even get into the very likely occurrence of he was probably on Reddit yip yapping about the situation. And I was like, why the hell are you on Reddit? Like, go the hell on somewhere. Get off Reddit and stop doing all this bullshitting. Like, just get off Reddit. just go on. It was probably him. I'm almost certain at this point. At first I was like, yeah, no, it's probably not him. Nah, it was probably him. It was probably him. The way it was written, the way the post was written, it read like it read like his writing, and the situation that was presented was very, very much, this is probably him. Because if you substituted one word, everything lined up. And I was like, and then the identifying factor that made me go, this motherfucker is probably on Reddit doing this bullshitting, and no, he wrong, was the initials and that he used, or that the poster used in this situation, immediately made me go, now why are you on here playing on these people's internet? Like, you are wrong. You were told you were wrong from the damn beginning. You were told 6 months ago you were wrong. You are wrong. You wrong. You definitely wrong. All you had to do was say then, I was wrong. My bad. And move the fuck on. But you drew this shit out for 6 months and then got mad because the other person wasn't all jumped up and excited because you bothered to say something to them. Fuck out of here. Go the fuck on somewhere. Please leave this job. Please leave. Like, just leave the job, because you're not doing anybody no favors, and don't nobody at this job like you. Let me just be real. I'll be the one to come out and say it. Don't nobody at this job like you. Nobody. Not a soul. Not a soul. And you're wasting people's time. So, that is what, in a nutshell, is what is going on behind the scenes here at Dark Girl Chronicles headquarters. Otherwise, the job is going swimmingly. I'm getting the hang of it. I know sort of what I'm doing. I got enough knowledge to be dangerous, and I enjoy doing the job. It's gotten a lot easier. I've learned a lot in 6 months. I've learned a lot in the past year. Like, hell, I learned a lot in the last 2 months. So, yeah, I really enjoy the job. And things have been going well otherwise. I have, here at the house, husband and I have just been working and trying to get things done. We are, like I say, upcoming anniversary. 5 years married and 13 together. So, yeah, we've been doing stuff at the house and trying to stay alive and stay well. We don't have too much going on. My birthday is coming up in a couple months. Budget Beauty has been going well. I've been doing videos and I've introduced new series there, and I've gotten better with doing my makeup. So, yeah, I've just been trying to do stuff. I've been thinking about getting into doing CPA, but I don't know. It's time consuming, and it's like going back to school, and I don't know if I really want to do that. I've been out of school the second time for 5 years at this point, so almost 6. So I'm kind of like, do I want to though? I don't know if I really want to do that. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind doing it. I just don't, it's time consuming and it's super involved, and I gotta be ready to do it. Once I get ready and I start doing it, I'll be fine. It's the getting to doing it part that I'm just like, do I really feel like being bothered with this? So, and it's expensive. And I got some things at the house I need to take care of first before I can go running and talking about CPA and dropping money on that. So, we'll see. But yeah, I know. I've been doing good and just trying to stay present and engaged and just stay well and be fine and keep that mental health together. So I guess I'm going to get out of here. So thanks for watching. I'll be back with another episode. We actually, I don't know, I might just wrap up season 5 and, I don't know, when we get to like episode 12, if we aren't already there, maybe I might wrap it up at 12. I might just wrap it up at 16, 16 episodes, and then we'll jump to, we'll do season 6. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I'll try to post some photos from our anniversary photo shoot that we're going to do. So you guys will see them. They'll be over in the post section of my channel here, on YouTube. So yeah, I'll try to get some photos posted of the after, of our photos, the final result. So thanks for watching. Come back and watch more of my episodes later. Thanks for keeping up with me, and like, share, subscribe if that's what you want to do. So I'll see you later. Deuces.